Alright guys, I got my coolant crossover pipe on the block. It is in the water pump housing, and as you can tell, yep, it is the other one. One of the tricks is when you put your new rubber O-rings on, not too many people will tell you the secret, but you want to lube them up with oil. Most definitely, I use WD-40. That's what was recommended to me. Oil works too, but what it does is when oil hits these, they'll expand. So when you go to put it in the housing, these right here will expand, make a nice tight seal, and when the lubricant is finally basically out, it's just a perfect seal. I learned this trick a long time ago when I was doing fuel injectors. When I put my new O-rings, got it all back together, gasoline was spraying everywhere, and I was like, what the heck, man? And it wasn't until my dad talked to a mechanic. Guy was nice enough to say, yep, that's all it is. You just lube them up with oil and WD-40. So I'm just letting you guys know if you didn't know. Whenever you do a O-ring or any of that, just lube it up with some WD-40. Doesn't take much. Okay, back to the block. I got the main belt on, the main timing belt. Another thing I want to point out is now you guys can actually see the marks on my glass time. As you can see, that key right there lines up with sorry about that with the light, but as you can see, there's a dot right there. That key lines up with that notch, and that notch over there lines up with the pointer. Up here, same thing. That notch in the balance shaft lines up with that pointer. The oil pump, like I said, that lines up with the screwdriver going into the back. That's the only place you can find it. There's actually no notches on the oil pump, but to put it in a good time, that's how you do it. You'll just stick a screwdriver in this bolt hole, that bolt right there. You pop that out, you put a screwdriver in until the screwdriver goes all the way in. That's when you know that the oil pump is in perfect time. Alright, so back to the belt. I don't have any springs, and you're supposed to have springs when you do your timing, but when I bought my engine, I didn't have any of the springs. I didn't feel like taking the time at the salvage yard to try and get the springs out of another car. So what I do is I just basically get a pry bar and put it on one of the timing bearings, and I'll push up as far as I can get it. And as you can see, I got it up as high as possible. That's where the tensioner gets tight right there, and that's when you know the belt is actually nice and tight. As you can see, I can push on it and it's like perfect. Another trick I want to let you know is, I don't know if you can see that, but that little pin back there with that metal piece on it, make sure that that metal piece is on that pin. If not, that means your tensioner has fallen off, and that's not good. So just letting you know, just be mindful of that. Next up is putting the balancer shaft belt on. So I'm going to do that right now. I just figured I'd let you guys see that I do have the main timing belt on. Everything's in perfect time. So, all right.